10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift off. Stage 1 propulsion at nominal.
We're at T plus 30 seconds into flight. Falcon 9 successfully lifting off from Pad 40 at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station, and we're carrying the Amazonas Nexus payload on board. Now we've begun tilting the engine, that's called gimbaling, and we've begun to turn the rocket horizontally away from
Power
the
and telemetry
pad.
nominal.
That is called a gravity turn. And we're still going up, but we're also heading away horizontally from the launch pad. We just throttled down the Merlin 1D engines in preparation for our next event. That's the point of maximum aerodynamic pressure on the vehicle, point of highest stresses during ascent.
Max Q.
So with that, we are through the point of highest stresses on Falcon 9. Now the next major milestone will be coming up at around the T plus 2 minute and 30 mark. That'll be main engine cutoff, followed by stage separation, and then SECO.
MVAC engine chill.
Excuse me, and second engine start number 1. Now, I talked a little bit earlier about the gravity turn. Part of the reason why we do that maneuver is to pick up velocity. A rocket has to go about 17,500 miles an hour horizontally in order to avoid being pulled back down to Earth.
Main engine cutoff.
Acquisition of signal Bermuda.
Stage separation confirmed.
MVAC ignition.
Great view.
Bearing separation confirmed.
Great views from the top of the second stage. You can see that the fairings have separated. Once again, we'll be attempting to recover these fairing halves for use on a future mission with a recovery vessel named Bob.
It's just about T plus 4 minutes into today's mission, and if you're just joining us, we had a successful liftoff at 8:32 p.m. Eastern from our Space Launch Complex 40 in Cape Canaveral, Florida, and you're joining us in the middle of the first of 2 planned MVAC burns ahead of satellite deployment. This is a particularly exciting portion of the mission because we have 2 major events happening right on top of one another. Right now, you've got that beautiful view of the second stage engine burn. And coming up at around T plus 6 minutes, on your screen, you'll see the first stage's entry burn begin. For the entry burn, we will relight 3 of the Merlin M1D engines on board the first stage, starting with the center E9 engine, and followed shortly after that by the E1 and E5 engines, which collectively work to slow down the vehicle as it passes back into the Earth's atmosphere. We need to slow down to reduce re-entry forces, which help us recover and reuse the first stage booster. The first entry burn will be one of 2
for both vehicles.
scheduled burns for the first stage, and you can hear both vehicles are still on track. And is still picking up speed and continuing to climb on its way to space.
Stage 1 entry burn startup.
There we heard the call out that our entry burn has begun.
Stage 1 FTS is saved.
Stage 1 entry burn shutdown.
There we have confirmation of Stage 1 entry burn shutdown. Reusability is key to lowering the cost of spaceflight, which enables more investments in critical scientific research. Approximately
Terminal guides.
190,000 pounds of thrust during both ascent and descent. Fun fact, at liftoff, Falcon 9's first stage has thrust greater than 5 747 airplanes at full power and is consuming approximately 700 gallons of fuel per second. By contrast, the MVAC engine is optimized for approximately 220,000 pounds of thrust in vacuum,
Stage 2 FTS is saved.
which is, of course, the vacuum of space.
Stage 1 landing burn.
See that Stage 1 landing burn has begun, and in just a couple of seconds here, we will shut down the MVAC engine on our second stage.
MVAC shutdown.
There you have it. Now we're
Stage 1 landing leg deploy.
just awaiting confirmation of nominal orbital insertion for the second stage.
Nominal orbit insertion.
Good call-outs there.
Stage 1 landing confirmed.
Isn't over yet. The second stage is now embarking on its first coast phase. After the coast phase, we will light the MVAC engine for a second time at around T plus 26 minutes. We'll see you back here before then. In the meantime, enjoy the space tunes. Welcome back to the webcast of our Falcon 9 mission. There you can see on your screen that we've had reignition of MVAC on board the second stage. This burn is planned to last about 1 minute. There on your screen, we had second engine cut off too, and we are waiting for a confirmation of good orbit from the nets. At this point, the Amazonas Nexus payload is still attached to Falcon 9's second stage, with payload deploy scheduled to occur in just about 8 minutes. And we do have confirmation of a good orbital insertion for that second burn. So while we wait, sit back, enjoy those views, and check out the space jams once again.
Months ago, we had successful completion of our second burn.
Payload separation confirmed.
And there is a great shot from the top of the second stage, watching the Amazonas Nexus satellite continue on with the rest of its mission. But that is going to end our webcast coverage for today.
Acquisition of signal Maldives.
All of us here at SpaceX want to thank our customer Hispasat for entrusting us with today's mission.